The Build 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 program of President Rodrigo Duterte administration is just one of the many programs of the current administration. This is what they say that would bring Philippines to the Golden Age of Infrastructure, as we call it. However, when COVID-19 pandemic started, there has been a delay in the execution of the project. To date, what is the current status of the government's infrastructure projects? Under President Rodrigo Duterte's administration, the Philippines once again experienced the infrastructure boom that has never been seen for a long time since Marcos regime.
I, Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
After President Duterte took his oath last June 30, 2016, as the 16th President of the Republic of the Philippines, the President wanted his administration to be the golden age of infrastructure. The BBB is just one of the comprehensive programs of the administration that gives priority to the building of new infrastructures in the country. It has been estimated to reach a budget of 8.4 trillion pesos from 2017 until 2022. The BBB program aims to strengthen the economy in the country through the creation of jobs and relieve the people's poverty situations. Included in the main projects of the Build 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 program are transportation-related projects on roads, highways, bridges, airports, trains, and ports that will help loosen up the traffic flow, particularly in Metro Manila.
Ang isang bagay na napangako ng ating Pangulo noong eleksyon. Ang sabi niya, bigyan natin ng solusyon yung problema ng ating mga kababayan. Problema, kulang sa trabaho. Problema, mataas na presyo. Problema, transportasyon at trafiko. Nakita ho natin yung gagawing kalsada at tulay.
Also included in the projects are non-transportation related projects such as hydroelectric dams, electricity lines, drainage system, school classrooms, and many more. The recent data of the Department of Public Works and Highways or DPWH last May 2020 shows the completion of the construction of 137,098 classrooms, 23,657 kilometers of roads, 4,959 kilometers of bridges, 8,941 flood mitigation structures, and drainage system projects. Before President Duterte took the office, Ninoy Aquino International Airport or NAIA has been tagged as the worst airport in the world. This was because of the many complaints from the public regarding NAIA's operation. One of these are the issue called laglag bala or planted bullets modus operandi, the long lines of passengers reaching from the airport's outside area, problem in the alleged inside theft. Moreover, the bogus taxi drivers and the air traffic congestion or crowding in NAIA due to lack of runways and the continuous increase of airplanes that come in and out of the airport. But all of these concerns and problems were slowly solved by the Duterte administration, particularly the air traffic congestion or crowding in NAIA. In fact, based on the 2018 survey of a London-based research firm called the Skytrax, NAIA has been included in the top 10 among the most improved airports in the world.
Formerly tagged as one of the worst airports, the NAIA is now recognized as among the most improved airports in the world.
How did the government solve the congestion in the main gateway of the Philippines? Last June 7, 2018, a new world-class passenger terminal building in Mactan, Cebu International Airport was inaugurated and tagged as the world's friendliest resort airport. pagtatak ng infrastruktura para sa kapayapaan at seguridad o TICAS program, Tourism Road Infrastructure Program, Agri-Infrastructure Support Program, Roads Leveraging Linkages for Industry and Trade Program, Infrastructure Support to Peace and Development, Inter-Regional, Inter-Provincial Connectivity Development Program, Commercial Port Projects, and Road Transport Projects. According to DPWH Secretary Marc, the country has already surpassed the target for infrastructure investment spending of 5% of the gross domestic product or GDP. Based on the report of the Department of Finance last 2018, the country gained 16.1% of the GDP, wherein this is the best performance for the last 22 years. Because of this, according to DOF Secretary Sonny Dominguez, this provided a strong foundation to the Build program. Despite the delay on the passage of the budget for the year 2019, the spending on infrastructure investments was still higher than expected, about 5.4% of GDP, that is double than the usual investment spending for the past 50 years.
In 2019, revenues were at 16.1% of GDP, our best performance in 22 years. This provided solid footing for our Build program. Despite the delay in the passing of the budget for 2019, we were able to catch up and accelerate our spending on infrastructure investments to 5.4% of GDP last year, double the average infrastructure spending to GDP for the past 50 years.
March 16, 2020, when President Duterte announced the implementation of the Luzon-wide enhanced community quarantine due to the threat of COVID-19, the construction sector is just one of the sectors that has been temporarily suspended with its operation.
Mainland of Luzon under quarantine until April 12, 2020, coinciding with the entire end of the Holy Week.
Because of this, there has been a slight delay on the projects of Build program. But come May, the palace announced the big-ticket projects under the BBB infrastructure program may resume its operations despite the threat of COVID-19.
Dahil nakapagsimula kami ulit, hindi maging malaki ang delay natin. Halimbawa sa ibang projects, kahit na hindi sila nakapagtrabaho nung nagsimula yung ECQ, ngayon po dahil hindi masyadong matraffic, nakapag-double time sila sa trabaho 24/7. Kaya sa tingin ko naman sa ating mga big-ticket projects, makakahabol pa rin kami sa deadline.
However, despite the delay caused by the suspension of the construction due to the community quarantine, the government's economic managers are still confident that the country can get through with the project under the Build program because of the country's strong financial support and good performance on debt management strategy. That is why DPWH Secretary Marc said the delay would not affect that much on the infrastructure project, even though there was suspension of operation during the start of the ECQ. Overtime works has been carried out 24/7 because there was no heavy traffic on roads. Big-ticket projects will be met and thereby beating the deadline.
We managed to bring down our debt to GDP ratio to a historic low of 39.6%. Our revenues were robust after the passage of bold tax reform measures.
At tuloy-tuloy po tayo, wala pong pagbabago doon sa ating mga deadlines. Committed po si Secretary Villar kay President Duterte. We will assure everyone that whatever we promise will be completed within the 2022 before the term of the President ends.
All systems go na po ang Build program. I-deliver pa rin namin ang ating mga proyekto. Kami po ay handa para sa bagong normal. At yung mga deadlines na sinet namin, yun pa rin. At kami naman po ay ready na magtrabaho 24/7 para sa inyong lahat.
The Department of Finance, Department of Budget and Management, National Economic Development Authority or NEDA, DPWH, DOTR, and BCDA joined hands with this kind of effort for the first time in the Philippine history to address the infrastructure need that will greatly help to the progress of the country. This is the SONA Special Report of Angel Pastor of SMNI News.